Join me today for my in-depth interview with Tara Snodgrass from the Shrimp Basin in Brownsville, Texas. She is a woman-owned shrimp shrimp queen. And her mom's back there behind the mic. Say hi, Mom. It's Alicia.
Yeah.
She popped in here. So Tara, you inherited this business from your granddad, right?
Yeah. So he's been in business for over 100 years. It's a family-owned business.
100 years?
Yes. We started back in, it's going to be Brunswick, Georgia, off the mouth of the river. They used to do, back the history of it is, they used to go shrimping on horseback, and they would use the nets to be able to just go to the mouth of the river and that met the ocean and get the shrimp from there before it went out, because shrimp start off in estuaries and then they get pushed out into the ocean. So that's how we started over 100 years ago. And then my great grandfather took it to South America, where they did shrimp boats over there, had about 15, 20 boats fleet. And back in the 80s, this was the shrimp capital of the world. So they came here to Port Isabel and Brownsville, Texas. And they had over, 15 boats. And now we inherited 7 boats from my grandfather.
This is one of your boats behind us, right? The Uncle Billy?
Yes.
Okay, so it's very much a family business.
Yes, a family business. My grandfather had it here in Brownsville for over 50 years. We're doing everything exactly the same. We haven't changed anything. We have the same crew. We have the same workers. And we're doing exactly the same. It ain't broke, don't fix it.
Right. Well, now, I understand you said you got a pretty good harvest this haul, correct?
Yeah, so this boat, the Uncle Billy, we start our season on July 15th, our season opener. And so it did a trip of over 36 days and got a full load of 300 boxes. So we did, the boat can hold to 300 to 500 boxes. This was a little bit of a smaller boat, so it was full to capacity. We ran out of fuel, and it's just shrimping right here, right off the house at South Padre Island. There's shrimp right here.
So we got good South Texas Gulf shrimp, right?
Yes, we got brown shrimp. There's all 3 types of shrimp in the ocean in the Gulf of Mexico: brown shrimp, white shrimp, and pink shrimp. And Texas is that brown shrimp, and that's what we're catching right now.
And what sells the best?
Brown shrimp. It has the highest cost. And we here in Texas are the only ones in the state around the Gulf of Mexico that head shrimp, so it's worth more value.
When you say head shrimp, what does that mean?
We have headers on the boat. So as we collect the shrimp and we put it onto the boat, it has to be headless. So we head it there out in the ocean.
On the water.
Yes. So if you go to Florida, you go to Louisiana, they don't head the shrimp. They will give it to you, with the head on, and you got to do that work. You have to do it. So we do it for you here in Texas.
And so what makes that better?
It's just the process that makes it better. So, when the weight is the real weight, because that head has some weight to it. But when you take that off, there's, no people use that for soups. It's not really anything that's used for it. So when you pop those heads off, you're catching shrimp, here. Everything's bigger in Texas. So that's what, we see here in Texas is headless shrimp, and it costs worth. It's more value. We're doing the work for you out there in the ocean.
Now, when the shrimp aren't great here in the Gulf, what's the longest your ships have gone from your base here?
We go all the way to Florida, so we've spent over 90 days in the ocean. Typically, they do 50 to 60 days, but we go all through the whole Gulf. So we'll be up in Louisiana, Alabama. We're out there chasing that shrimp. We have to go where the shrimp is.
But when the shrimp are good, you're happy to stay close to home, right?
Yes, and right now there's shrimp here. So we'll have this boat here. It has a few problems. We're fixing a winch. A couple days, and we'll have it right back out for the last trip for the year. We have 1 month to go.
And you guys are part of the Texas homegrown initiative, right?
Texan is an organization that I helped be part of. I was part of the Texas Shrimp Association before I inherited the shrimp boats, and I used to do the social media for them. So I was part of all the organization and everything. And what we're trying to do is just spread the word. There's a lot of imported shrimp and regulations that are not applied to all of that. We're trying to, bring farm to table, and, farm to table has to do with also the ocean. We're like, shrimpers are the cockroaches of the sea. We field the farm. We go down at the bottom and we rake all the shrimp, and it gets reproduced.
So it actually helps the population grow by taking out shrimp, right?
Yeah, and sky's the limit. It's limitless on how much shrimp you can get, because it's reproduced. A shrimp only has a lifespan of 1 month. So you get those shrimp in the estuaries, they get pushed out by rain and, just the ocean pushing it out from the river. And you get it out into the ocean, and they only have a 1 month lifespan. So,
wow, they grow super fast, huh?
Yes, they'll grow in 1 week, 1 inch.
So it's almost impossible to overfish shrimp.
Correct. So that's why, we can load up, we can fill up. If we're able to fill the boats and put that money, into our crew and our, into the boats, then we were able to maintain them and have them out there for 45, 50, 60 days sometimes. We'll go all across the ocean, all the way to Florida, looking for pink shrimp and white shrimp in Louisiana.
So, since you were involved with Texas Gold and the Texas programs, how much would you say economically the shrimpers infuse into the local region?
So we sell our shrimp by the boatload. So it's infused through all the United States, mostly to the Midwest. It's sad to say that it's not here in Texas that we're, providing the shrimp, but some of the legislations and laws that I see out of Louisiana and maybe Texas, we've been trying to apply it here, is, you see it on your menu, making people informed on what's farm raised and what is Gulf Coast wild caught shrimp. And it's just informing the people and the regulations that are here in Texas that you just don't see people making those conscious efforts and decisions when it comes to shrimp.
So, but in terms of like how much money it infuses into the local economy, what would you estimate?
Oh, well, we definitely, I had one trip go out and we paid a captain over $20,000 in 30 days.
That's just one captain.
That's just one captain.
So how many boats are here in the marina they're running? Do you know?
I would say about half. It is a dying industry. There will not be any more boats that you can get. So the ones that are running and haven't been condemned are only the boats that we'll see here. The government will never allow more boats to come out in the ocean. It's kind of like a dying industry.
Why is the government shutting down the shrimping industry?
The reason why is because they stopped giving out licenses. So they will not give out any licenses. The only thing you can do is buy a boat that's still in working condition.
Why are they not giving out licenses?
Because they have stopped those regulations back. It's probably been like over 20 years that they stopped doing that. So it's just the boats we have. Our boats are from the 80s. We can't get new boats.
But what is the government's reason for not issuing new licenses?
They're trying to get away from shrimping and get the environment.
So whenever you buy shrimp from another country and you don't know you're even eating farm-raised shrimp, it's coming from countries like Vietnam or all these other third world countries where they have no environmental regulations. They're raising them in super unhealthy environments. And recently we had some that came across that were radioactive, correct?
Correct. At Walmart, they're selling it. If you look at labels and inform yourself, you can go to H-E-B, Walmart, any of your local grocers. And if you're reading labels, you're informed, you know that it says wild caught. It's coming from the Gulf of Mexico. It'll say that it's imported from Thailand. And it'll say right there on the labels, but people don't ask. When you go to restaurants, you could ask what kind of shrimp. Where is this coming from? A lot of people are not informed. It's not a regulation and a law we have here in Texas, but that's supposed to change in January.
So basically, in order to save pennies, these local vendors are buying farm-raised shrimp when they could spend just a tiny bit more and get natural Gulf-raised shrimp, correct?
Correct. So back about maybe like 7.
And they're selling it to us for the same price.
Right, because you all are paying, double, triple what we sell it to them for, and they're buying it sometimes on pennies on a dollar. But, that affects all of us, and, everyone that we have here, we get permit workers from Mexico to come help us. We don't have Americans here that will do these jobs. So we are not only supporting people here in America and workers that do want to work here that are America, but we support countries, families from all over because they want to come do the job here in America, and we provide permit workers for those families.
That's great. Well, Tara, thank you so much for your insight, and thank you for keeping these guys employed, and for providing great, healthy shrimp for us, and to your family's legacy of 100 years of shrimping. That's got to be something to be proud of, and I hope we can fight some of these regulations and get it to where y'all can start getting new permits and new boats, because that's ridiculous. We should be farming and pulling out our own, gold from the ocean, so to speak. So thank you so much, and come on this way. So this is Tara's mom.
Hi.
And are you super proud of your daughter?
Super proud.
and your son too, right?
Yes, Michael Shane Snodgrass. I love him.
Yes, he's here to represent my dad on our behalf of his passing over 2 years ago. This is what he was doing. He was the shrimp slayer. He was the number one here that was doing it for my grandfather and for our family legacy. And this is what we are doing. And just want to end it on, my grandpa used to always say, friends don't let friends eat imported shrimp.
No way. Absolutely not. So remember, when you go out to a restaurant, when you go buy shrimp, buy Texas Gulf shrimp and support our local industry right here.
Read the labels. Be informed. Ask questions.
All right. Later, guys.